Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of myViewBoard How-Tos. So first off, I want to ask you a question to see how much you've been paying attention to previous episodes. My question for you is, where can you find the 3D dice? Where can you find the 3D dice? Type it in the comments. Where can you find it? If you have been watching previous episodes, then you'll know where it is. Okay, so today I will show you another place where you can find the 3D dice, and it's right here. So if you look at my title page, I'm going to click over here to the side, and ta-da! This is another place where you can find the 3D dice. And I will show you how to do that today, because for today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to create interactive elements in myViewBoard. So first off, I'll give a bit of a demo class, and then I'll show you the different tools that I use so that you can do it yourself. Okay, so for today's lesson, we are going to be learning about money, and also more specifically counting money. So in this part, you can explain to your students the different types of money and then go through it. Okay, so to learn about money and counting money, we are going to go shopping. Let's go shopping. So first, I want you to pick a store. Pick a store to go shopping. So you can choose number 1, the candy store, or number 2, the stationery store. In the comments, I want you to write, which one would you like to go to? 1, candy store, or 2, stationery store. Type it in the comments. It's sort of like a choose your own adventure for shopping. Which one? So let's go to the candy store or stationery store. So if you have a sweet tooth like me, type candy store in the comments. Or if you're like me and you really like shopping at stationery stores, you can type number 2, stationery store in the comments. Which one do you want to go to? And for today's lesson, for the money part, we are going to be focusing on the dollar, which is worth $1, and the dime, which is worth 10 cents. So we won't be focusing on all the different money, just to keep it more simplified for today's lesson. Okay, so let's see, which one did you want to choose? Let's choose the stationery store. Let's go to the stationery store. So if oh, okay, yes. Oh, somebody said candy store. Okay, so I'll go by the person that went first. They said candy store. So let's go to the candy store. So because I have an infinite copy, now I can put candy store as my answer. So let's go to the candy store. And because it's a choose your own shopping adventure, if I click here on the image, I can go directly to the candy store. Yay! Okay, so now that we're at the candy store, which candy do you want to buy? Which candy do you want to buy? Type a 1, 2, or 3 in the comments. Which candy do you want to buy? So these candies are from my childhood. So number 1 is the ring pop. It's basically a lollipop that you can put on your fingers and carry it around with you and eat it on the go. Number 2 is sour warhead candies. These were some of my favorite candies when I was a kid, because when you first eat it, it's really sour. And then it starts getting sweet. So this is the sour warheads. It's a lot of fun. Painful at first, but a lot of fun. And then the third candy that is part of my childhood is Pop Rocks. So Pop Rocks are type of rock candies, and when you first eat it, it starts popping in your mouth. So which candy would you like to try? Okay, and the thing is, in order to buy these candies, the first thing we're going to need is, well, money. So if I click here, I have my handy purse, and then that way I can use my money. So for today's lesson, we'll only be using the dollar and the dime just to simplify it. But with your students, you can also use other kinds of money, for example, quarter, dime, nickel, penny. And in the beginning lesson, you can explain the differences between them. So for today's lesson, we'll be using the dollar, which is worth $1, and the dime, which is worth 10 cents. So let's see in the comments what you guys put. So I have a 3, 2, 2, 3, 1. Okay. It's a tie between number 2 and number 3. Okay. Since a tie, I will be the tiebreaker. So let's choose number 3, Pop Rocks. And first we need to find out the price so that we can pay for it. So if I click here on the Pop Rocks, I have a text box that can pop up to tell me what the price of the Pop Rocks are. So the price of the Pop Rocks are $1.20. So if you can't see the little pop-up, I'm going to write it here. The price is $1.20. So now you can have your students interact with you by putting the amount to pay for the item. So for example, for this one, you need $1 and 2 dimes. And then you can buy your Pop Rocks. So yay, you can buy your Pop Rocks. Yay. Now that you have your Pop Rocks, let's see what other candy you can buy. You only have 50 cents left now. Now that you bought your Pop Rocks, what else can you buy with the leftover 50 cents? What can you buy? So for this one, I want you to write in the comments which ones are less than 50 cents. Type it in the comments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Which ones are less than 50 cents? Put it in the comments. So for these interactive elements, with your students, what you can do is if you're doing video conferencing, some video conferencing software has the option where students can actually take control of your screen. And if you're using that kind of video conferencing software, then you can have a student take control of your screen and then move around these interactive elements on your board. If not, you can also just do on the video conferencing or live streaming, you can just have the students comment the answers and then you can be the one to move it around. Or if you are in class and you have an interactive flat panel, like a ViewBoard, then you can have students come up to the board and move around these items. So having these interactive elements in your lessons can be a lot of fun for students because you can engage with them and then they can actually interact with you while you're doing your lessons. Okay, let's find out if you were correct. So which ones are less than 50 cents? Number 1, number 2, and number 4. So these 3 items are less than 50 cents. Number 1, 2, and 4. So if you typed 1, 2, 4, which many of you did, you are correct. So now that you see which items are less than 50 cents, now the students can interact with you to find out what things they can purchase. So for example, now you only have 50 cents left. Maybe the student wants to buy the licorice, which is 40 cents. And they have 10 cents left. So then now they can also buy a gummy. Yay. So you can have your students interact with you through this way, where they can come up to the board and do this, or come up to the video conferencing board and be able to control your screen and interact with these elements. Okay, now that I've shown you a little bit of a demo, now I'll explain what tools I use to create this lesson. So I'm going to go here to the bottom on Tools and click the hyperlink to my Tools page. So the 3 tools that I used quite frequently throughout this lesson is Infinite Copy, Color Remove, and Link Tool. These tools are very powerful to create some interactive elements for your classes. So let me show you where they are. For Infinite Copy, it looks like this. Color Remove looks like this. And the Link tool looks like this. So when you click on a text or an image, these toolbars pop up, and then you can use them. So for Infinite Copy, it's for images and text. For Color Remove, it's only for images. And for the Link tool, you can do them on images and text. So let me show you how that works. Let's start with Infinite Copy. So when I did the dollar, the different money, I can just go into my magic box and do an image search, and I can search for dollar. I can go down and find the dollar bill, and then you can resize it to however you'd like on your canvas. And now I'm going to click the Infinite Copy tool. So if I click it like this, now I can make infinite copies of money. So if only we had that in real life, right? You just press a button and you can make infinite copies of money. But at least with Whiteboard for Windows, you can do that. And then you can use this for your lessons to teach about money. Or if you have different subjects that you're teaching, you can use it to create interactive elements on your canvas. Okay. Now I'll show you how to do the Color Remove tool. For the Color Remove, let's go back into our magic box and search for the candies. And I chose the cartoon candies because they're more cute. And if I go to the candies and I want to drag and drop the candy onto the board. So here it is. So this is the one that I used before to have the different candies with the prices. So you can just drag and drop that onto the board, and then you use the screenshot tool. This one is a very powerful tool. You can use it for many different things. So go to the screenshot tool, and you're going to want to click the rectangular screenshot. And you can rectangular screenshot the candies that you want to use on your canvas. So if you can see here, there's a white background on this gummy. So if you want to use this as an interactive element, it doesn't look as clean. But with the powerful Color Remove tool, you can actually remove the white background from your canvas. So you click the Color Remove tool, and then you can just click on the background, and ta-da! Now the entire background, the white background, is removed. And then you just click the check mark so that it saves. And now you have a more interactive element that you can use for your lessons. And before, I had the price also on it. So you can click and type the price. Let's pretend this is an expensive gummy and it is $1. So you can put the price underneath it. And when you do a select in Whiteboard for Windows, all you have to do is just draw a line and touch the items that you want to select. So now it selects both of them. And now I can group them together. So you just press this tool right here. And as you can see, when you highlight over the tools, there's going to be a text box that pops up telling you what each tool is. So that will help you out when you're using the tools. So this one, I want to group the selected objects together. So I'll click that. And now they're grouped together. And before, for the demo, what I did was I created an infinite copy. So now you can make infinite copies of these gummies with the price on them. So a very useful tool. You can combine the color remove and infinite copy together. Now for the third powerful tool, the link tool. This one I used throughout the lesson in different ways. So let me show you. If I click this text over here, I can choose the option of the link tool, and this window will pop up. So basically for the link tool, you can create a hyperlink to a file, for example, an image inside of your local hard drive. As so you can just choose something in your local hard drive, and when you click on that hyperlink, it'll pop up. For example, before I had, for the little girl, when we were doing the candy shopping and we bought our Pop Rocks, I clicked on the hyperlink next to the little girl and the yay popped up. So that was a hyperlink to an image file that I had on my local hard drive. You can also do hyperlinks to a website. So any website that you have, you can just put it on there and you want to use, and you can create a hyperlink on an image or a text. You can also do it for a text string. For example, when I had the different items, the candy items, and I clicked on how much it was, that was a hyperlink to a text box. So you can do that on here. You can also do audio and page number. This one I use throughout the lesson. So for page number, you can link to a page on the slides, on your slides. So if you have a table of contents, you can create hyperlinks to the page that you want to go to. Or you can also do like me and do a choose your own adventure with your students, and then you can create these little hyperlinks in your whiteboard slide deck. Okay, and we go back to the very beginning. I showed you this, where you can actually create a hyperlink to the different tools. So for example, previously in the beginning, what I hyperlinked to was the 3D dice. So you can just go to Tools, 3D Dice, and then you click here to link it together. And if you want to unlink it, then you'll click here on the right. So let me click the link for 3D Dice. So then if I click on this text box, and in the left-hand corner, there's a hyperlink. And once I click that, yay, the 3D dice pops up. So you can use this to create interactive elements inside of your text or your images. Okay, now let's combine all three together. I don't know about you, but when I was in math class, we had to learn with these little counters. And with Whiteboard for Windows, you can actually create it yourself, these interactive elements in your classes. So I'm going to go back to that screenshot tool, do a rectangular screenshot. And as you can see, I'm going to screenshot it onto the canvas like so. And then you're going to want to color remove the background like this. And then it makes a more interactive element. And now, if you want multiple of them to be able to use with your students, you can just go to the infinite copy, and then you can create infinite copies of this. So if you want to teach tens and ones, this is a very useful tool. You just combine the infinite copy and the color remove, and then you'll be able to do this with your students and then have these interactive elements that you can use in your lesson. And it doesn't matter what subject you teach, you can use it for whatever subject. Now I'm going to show you the link tool. So as you can see on this picture, I have a hyperlink in the bottom left-hand corner. If I click on it, the Counting Finches game will pop up. This is from our myViewBoard Originals content, and you can use this to play with your students for counting, or if you're a parent, you can also use this to teach your students counting. And for this specific website, it's not going to work on the embedded browser, but you can copy and paste this link directly to your normal browser, and then you'll be able to interact with this game. So speaking of myViewBoard Originals content, this Friday, we will be going over how to use myViewBoard Originals. So if you'd like to learn more, stay tuned on Friday, including the lesson. The backgrounds for these lessons are all from myViewBoard originals. So if you would like to learn how to do that, then stay tuned to our Friday episode. So that is our lesson for today. I'm curious, which tool that we showed today was your favorite out of infinite copy, color remove, and the link tool? Which one was your favorite? Type it in the comments. Okay, well, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you had fun during our lesson today. See you next